Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. On this platform, we discuss authentic urban news across the diaspora. If you're joining us for the first time, please hit that like button, um, the subscribe button, and that share button. Ladies and gentlemen, on our YouTube page. We encourage our listeners worldwide to engage with us by leaving a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast. Help make our audio podcast and our video podcast go viral by sharing my YouTube page with all of your friends on Facebook and any other social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Disclaimer: the content for this audio podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This podcast is available in three forms: audio, video, and also as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium transcript or Medium page where you can follow along during my presentation. I'll provide my Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. There are multiple ways you can help us. You can help support our film project. One of those ways is by purchasing my revised book. Please consider purchasing the ebook, which is available for $9.99. Download it to your smartphone and read my story. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. I'm also asking all of my listeners globally, worldwide, to help get my revised book on that bestsellers list so that way the Black world can take our cause serious. We need all hands on deck. If you are unable to purchase my revised book, then there are other ways that you can help us move GRCAM forward. Again, we're launching Operation Moving GRCAM Forward. That's what we're doing over here on out. One way, again, by leaving public comments on my YouTube page and sharing it on all social media sites that you're on. This will help get the ball rolling. I'm also encouraging all of you who have purchased my revised book and agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, make arrangements with me to come on this platform, get on camera, and let's talk about the book. And let's get other people to get involved. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have time to debate. Why? Because I've been pushing my vision and plan for the past 33 years. I'm standing on my square. I'm standing on business. I only want to connect with those that's serious about joining this business that I'm trying to move from behind the computer, the grassroots community activist movement. Those who would join our film project team will go down in history with me and Sister Renee. By supporting our film project, you are elevating a Black perspective and pushing our message beyond cyberspace into the big screen. So I'm calling upon, I would say, Black filmmakers within the United States of America, African filmmakers within the United States of America. All I ask is that you read my story first, agree with my vision and plan, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that way we can do dialogue and help get behind this film project in terms of joining my film project team and do what we can in terms of raising funds for this film project. So that way I can walk into my God given assignment. On this platform, we discuss domestic and geopolitical news that mainstream media ignores or misrepresents. We do intensive research and use numerous resources to produce quality anti-establishment content. Your support enables us to continue and expand our efforts, ensuring that our mission remains unwavering. Your contributions will help us navigate the challenges of operating in this unpredictable space. But our main task is to get my revised book on that bestsellers list and to get this film project fully funded and made. I created this platform to give people on my Facebook page and people in my Facebook social groups who are Black artists and African artists, such as authors, comedians, fashion designers, filmmakers, models, musicians, poets, gospel singers, and spiritual leaders, as well as Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs, an opportunity to come on this platform to promote their books, their business, their music, and if they have a small ministry, to share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcasts, YouTube channel, and Wix website for their online business or online ministry. I also assist them with finding college grants and scholarships and legal services, all for free. I created this platform because Black Chicago has been acting funny style with me because of this slave mentality. So I decided to create this platform in order to broadcast my vision and plan beyond Black Chicagoans, in order to connect with like minded Black Americans throughout the United States of America, as well as like minded African immigrants within the United States of America from 10 African nations. They are as follows: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. I know that you're over here because you're trying to live your American dreams, and I understand that. Or maybe you was born here, your first generation. My thing is, all I'm asking you to do for me is please read my story for yourself. Quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available in two forms: as an ebook for $9.99 or as a softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. All I'm asking you to do for me is read my story. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. I would like for you to consider joining my film project, in terms of being part of that team and work with me in getting our film project fully funded and made. You're going to also have to come to Chicago. I'm just seeing if you're serious about doing business with me because I am going to pay. I'm going to pay everyone as it pertains to this film project, but first we got to raise the capital. We're going to try to raise $250,000. That is as low as I'm going to go. I want to make a quality Black empowerment film based on my experience because I want the whole Black world to know my story. And I want to make sure that before I come to Africa, that Africans is going to receive me when I come over there. Because I'm not going to go through this type of foolishness I went through here in America. 33 years is a that's a prison sentence. It's ridiculous, frustrating, and I want to make sure none of my members have to endure such foolishness that I had to endure. But just for trying to create a positive business in the Black community, great jobs for our Black youth and their families. This is what I'm not getting pushback from white America. I'm getting pushback from Black America, the same people I'm trying to help. It's ridiculous. But again, this is spiritual warfare at its in real time. And I'm reaching out to African immigrants to help speed up the process because we're gonna once we get it popping here in Chicago, I'm gonna first come to South Africa and apply for dual citizenship. I'm going to set up a local chapter, the Kai of South Africa. I want to be able to hire the locals there. I want to come when I come to Africa. I want to bring tangibles. So I want to create jobs for um, my brothers and sisters on the continent, starting in South Africa. And I want to prove to South Africans and all Native Africans that listening to this audio podcast, I want to prove to you all that I mean business by applying for dual citizenship. And we're going to set up, um, we're going to set up a local chapter there, but also we're going to shoot our second film, and that's going to be called African Liberator, Battle Against the Colonized Mindset. Right now, our focus is on um, the first film, Hood Liberator, made in Chicago. The war against Willie Lynch begins. That's about my personal experience, what I went through growing up in the inner cities of Chicago, my struggle with trying to find qualified brothers and sisters that would help me um, run the business, and unfortunately, I was unable to do that. This is how come I created my um, this platform, trying to recruit brave and smart people that's going to work with me to turn my vision into a reality. Um, that's why I wrote the book in order to generate capital, but yet the book is barely selling. It's been on Amazon for the past 13 years. Um, I have a virtual store. I created that in order to generate capital so that way I can be in a position to hire people, but yet items on my virtual store is barely selling. So this is where I'm at. And my film project is my last attempt to try to do something constructive for my racial group, Black Americans, before I cut and run to Africa. But we got to get it popping here in America first for credibility. My revised book is my credibility. And all the principles in the book is the code for GCAM members. Um, um, again, this business is not about me. It's about GCAM members and their families. It's about improving our community or the Black community and meeting the needs of the Black community, as well as making a strong, build a strong alliance with the African immigrant community. It's my hope that we will build this movement together, a movement that will not put politics over our interests, a movement that refuses to let the same insiders who have done nothing for decades keep holding on to power without accountability. We're nonpartisan, we're independent, and we're not affiliated with anyone. We're M1, meaning we are melanated first. Our focus is on solving Black issues at the community level, point blank. I will never forget where I came from or who I'm fighting for. The grassroots community activist movement welcomes Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs, Black artists and African artists. Our goal is, like I say, is to move Gracam, our story, into the big screen. And then, based on the proceeds that we earn from the film, that's going to put me in a better position financially. So that way I can purchase property in Chicago, Illinois, buy office equipment, and hire qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants to help me build the best African American business within the United States of America. And that would be the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. This is what I've been called to do. 33 years, Black Chicagoans have looked down upon me, refused to want to work with me, all that foolishness. I didn't let it faze me. This is what I'm called to do. Like I say, once I get my business up and running, those that have rejected me for the past 33 years, ain't nothing changed. They will not be part of my business because this is membership based. We're going to raise the bar. And I want to bring it over to the African continent so that way we can do international trade with our brothers and sisters on the continent. But before we go over there, we want to make sure that GAM members going to heal from that slave mentality. And that African immigrants is also going to heal from that colonized mindset. So both of us got to learn how to do business with one another. We're going to learn how to respect each other's culture. And we want to replicate the business on the African continent. But we want to get it popping here in Chicago first for credibility. It's my hope that it would also expand to other, I would say, cities across the United States of America. Again, I don't operate like the next Black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. People say I should do this and I should do that. Hey, I mean, I'm just being myself. I keep it authentic. I ain't putting on no front for nobody. If you don't like me, just keep it moving. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I want to connect with like-minded brothers and sisters that's on the same page as me. Again, we can't help everybody. Some our brothers and sisters want to stay in a burning house. You just got to let them burn. It is what it is. Over here, I'm only responsible for GAM members. Those that's not going to be a part of us, we pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. Now I'm getting up in age. Like I said, I've been pushing this for the past 33 years, paying out of pocket for this business title since 2010. So, um, and let's keep it a buck. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from donating to this film project. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying items from my virtual store. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying my revised book. That's a personal choice. That's Willie Lynch in real time, ladies and gentlemen. GAM is about raising the bar in Black America as well as separating ourselves from the enemy within, such as con artists, the Black boule, degenerates, Democrat shields, hardened criminals, pedophiles, off-code Negroes, and urban terrorists. I am called by my Creator, Lord and Savior, Jesus/Joshua, to build the best African American business within the United States of America, Chi of Chicago. The sooner we get this film project fully funded and made and the proceeds start pouring in, the sooner I can walk into my God given assignment. Before I cut and run to Africa, I want to make sure Sister Renee will be well taken care of because she's been working with me behind the scene for the past 13 years. I want to openly reward her for her dedication by dedicating a local chapter for her in her name in West Memphis, Arkansas. Also, I'm going to have someone play her role in the film, and also I want someone to play my role. It's going to be when I would say yes, an adolescent, then as a teenager, and then as a young adult. Just keep it. Upcoming events. Please mark your calendar for our next monthly virtual interactive conference, Saturday, September 27th, 2025. Join us in this virtual interactive conference, everyone on my Facebook page and everyone in my social groups. Although we don't have a physical building at this time, we are using this technology to broadcast what we're trying to do in Black Chicago and beyond. On this platform, we are genuine, sincere, transparent, and authentic. This event will help expand your network, enhance your profile visibility, and make more meaningful connections with the global community. Theme: the CAM stands with Africa, where Zoom Live time 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. So I'm looking for 5 or more people that's on my Facebook friends list or in my social group, my Facebook social groups. If you're interested, please send me a message to my Facebook inbox, include your email, and I will send you specific instructions on how you can go about being on the panel. Again, I'd like to have 5 or more people be on the panel so we could discuss the topic. There's going to be a video about what took place in Angola. I'm not going to get into all of that, but that's what it's going to be about. And then we're going to talk about it for a minute. And once the people that's on my panel say their piece, once they, they look at the video and, they give their point of view and their perspectives, then we're going to open it up for Q&A to get everyone to get involved, for them to interact with us. Again, the whole purpose of me doing these monthly virtual interactive conference is to raise funds for our film project, big time. That's all. The rest of the month, again, make arrangement with me to come on this platform so that way you can promote your book, your business, your music, your ministry. I share my platform. I'm not on here just trying to sell my book or raise funds for my film project. I want to connect with all of you. Those of you that's in my groups that never participate, just passive spectators, you don't leave any comments. Your time is limited with us. Once we move forward with Cam getting it on the big screen and all that stuff, I'm going to be out in the field and I am going to move from behind this computer. Right now, this is where I'm at. Like I say, I want to do more than just news commentary and social commentary. But I'm limited. Again, without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, I'm unable to do my job. And guess who suffers? Our children. We're failing our children because we're passing down a lot of the Black families, parents are passing down that slave mentality. And that's going to be the downfall of Black America. And I don't want to see that at all. Now, before I get into my presentation, I am going to show a few slides. For those of you that, don't know how to use my Medium transcript, all I can do is, just constantly encourage you to just go down to the comment section below this audio podcast, and that's going to be on my YouTube page because this is where I post my um, information. I started off with there with YouTube, and then if you're on Spotify, you just click on the YouTube icon, and it's going to take you there to my YouTube page. And what you do, you go down to the comment section, and you're going to see the link is going to say my Medium transcript, and you click on that link, and then once you do that, you want to scroll all the way down to the end where it says show and prove. But like I say, I'm not going to actually play the videos because unfortunately, on my end, when I try to do that, the sound doesn't work and I cut it up so it's get a little frustrating for me to do that. So I don't do that. So if you want to actually watch the videos, just go to my Medium transcript like I suggested, and you know you can play the video yourself, and you can read the full articles. Right? So um, let, we're gonna begin with writers. That's one of the sources that I use in my presentation. So um, it would be this one. Okay, so again, I'm not gonna play the video. Well, I'll play a little of it, but it's gonna be silent. I'm gonna make sure that you know. So there's a little commercial that's going on, but here it is right here. And the title of this article is it says in Chicago, ICE fears turn Mexican parade into a ghost town. That's what it says. Um, now up here says something a little different, but that's what it said. That's the source that I use in my presentation. All right, so that's one. Um, okay, we're gonna go to the next one, and that's gonna be from Fox Fox 32 of Chicago, and Okay, my bad. It didn't pull up. Well, you're gonna see it once you go to my transcript, like I suggested. But okay, so this is the mayor. Um, this is Maryland Governor Wes Moore. He's rejecting Trump's National Guards. And actually, that's going to be the second topic. So, because I can't list all the stuff on here, but I'm just giving you all an idea of you can actually look at the sources that I use on your own. I already have it there for you. So, but no, I can't play it because even if I played it, you're not going to hear it because even if I unmute it, the sound still doesn't play. So I just leave that alone. Right. And let me see. Um, let's see if we use this one. Okay, so yeah, this is the one from Fox 32 News. It says Chicago Mexican Independence Day festivals clouded by ICE guard concern. So you can also, you can look at that video um, when you go to my Medium page. Okay. Um, all right. So now I'm going to go into my presentation. Our first topic. Sorry, let me say this again. Title of this presentation: Illegal Immigrant Goes Underground to Avoid ICE Agents. And what did Trump mean when he said born to be criminals? Our first topic: illegal immigrants goes underground to avoid ICE agents. A lot of people in America who are not here legally are feeling nervous about the ICE raids happening across the country. President Trump posted on X saying, quote, I love the smell of deportation in the morning, unquote. And again go to Chicago about to find out. Oh, sorry, this is still the quote that he was saying. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War, unquote. All of a sudden, the Latino community is starting to say, we're all in this together. It looks, it took, was, all it took was one mask crackdown, and now they're saying, we're all in this together. What are they worried about here in Chicago? Let me pull up. Well, I already did that already, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pull that up about that article where from writers. It's entitled "quote In Chicago, ICE fears turned Mexican parade into a ghost town," unquote. And again, to read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. Basically, what the article was talking about is immigration enforcement and the National Guards are being deployed in Chicago. All of this happening a week before the Mexican Independence Day. Politicians are urging the public to be vigilant and informed over the coming days and weeks. They are calling on Chicagoans to demonstrate their strength by partaking in the festivals peacefully. In contrast, according to CNN, entitled, quote, South Korean president responds to Hyundai plant ice raid, unquote. And to read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. From what I got out of the article and videos, is that workers at a Georgia Hyundai plant describe a chaotic scene after immigration raids at the facility. The crackdown uh, is one of the largest on U.S. Work sites, led to 475 arrests and mostly Korean nationals. When ICE can catch 475 people at one time, that means the company tolerated people breaking immigration law. You have illegal immigrants running up in the air conditioning ducts hiding out. You can't go to South Korea or Mexico and demand all kinds of rights if you are not a citizen from those countries. But yet they think they can do that here. I mean, you know, and again, I blame the Democrats for giving these illegal immigrants, that sense of entitlement. They're the ones to blame for that. Eventually, the Democrats will win the White House and the Senate and House of Representatives. They will reopen the borders. They will also do mass hiring. So it's like I say in my revised book, it's a tit for tat. This is why it's very important, Global African Family, for us to get my revised book on that bestsellers list and for you all to join. Well, you're not going to be able to join my film team because those are for people that's domestic here within the United States. But you can still play that role by helping getting my revised book on that bestsellers list and sharing my information and leaving comments on my YouTube page and to make arrangements to come on this platform. If you're serious about me bringing my business over, getting it popping here in Chicago and bringing it over to the African continent, I want to create jobs, you all, so you can feed your family. Not just so you can feed your family, but also so that way you can connect with, um, I would say, I consider myself um, a displaced African because my ancestors didn't volunteer to come to America. They was forced. A lot of them were kidnapped as well. But I'm trying to do right by my own people. Yes, they acting funny style with me because a lot of them have been hurt. They listen to these politicians. And so when a brother like myself step on the scene, they, I feel like they want to see it materialize. They want to see that, but they don't want to buy the book because that's a tangible right there. The book, something that they can read. It's a transit and it's legal. And I keep running across a lot of uneducated people. It tells me right in my face, even in real life, oh, it sounds like a scam. And those kind of people I do not want to fool with at all. Because you can't build with someone that's paranoid. But yet they can give their money, they can support that the dope man, the man that's destroying the Black communities, the man that's destroying families. That's why a lot of our youth out here, they strung out on drugs, and so that's why they do horrible things. And a lot of that street drugs are laced with fentanyl. So it's killing Black people It's just horrible. It's a very sad situation. But my Lord and Savior wants me to get this business to be over there in the inner cities. I came from those places. And I was blessed to be able to go to college, and I'm a college graduate. And all I'm trying to do now is to start my own business and pass down my knowledge to those that want to learn. Not to sit up here and complain about the white man and the government. Do what we can at the local level and get this thing popping. And that's why my business will be membership based. Those that's not, um, I would say that disagree and, that's about running game and full of, con artists and hardened criminals. I can't deal with those type of people. We raising the ball. Um, but again, Global African Family, I want to come to your country. It'll be beneficial for Africa, because I'm just saying, by tourism alone, that can help bring in millions of dollars just by tourism. But again, I want to start in South Africa and then make my way through East Africa because eventually we come into West Africa. I want to get our feet on the ground so we can, you know, make make an impact. Um, and again, we want to Operation Move Gurkham forward. That's what we want to be pushing for here on out. Once we get, like I say, once we get this film project fully funded and made, and the proceeds starts pouring in, then again, that's going to put me in a better position financially, so I can do all this stuff I talk about, and I will. Um, uh, Again, yeah, we want to screen people, meaning we want to vet everyone that walks through our doors, put everything out on the table, let people know what we're all about. We want to build a relationship with the community. I don't want to just be sitting on here, talking behind a computer. This is fine and dandy. We want to make our presence known. That's why I need smart boots on the ground that's going to be on my management team that's going to help me run this business. Nah, just trying to do what my creator placed in my heart to do. I mean, this ain't something I wanted to do. I wanted, like I said in my revised book, I wanted a photographic memory. I wanted to be a physician assistant. This is what my Lord and Savior called me to do. It's in my dreams. And this is something I'm passionate about. Um, and again, 33 years I've been pushing this to the fullest, you know, but I want to make sure that none of my members have to endure this type of foolishness. Because this what make people don't, this what makes a lot of black men don't want to get involved with black issues. This kind of stuff right here. Lack of support. Getting back to the topic, we don't have any inheritance in the land that our ancestors built from the mud. This is why the main reason we have to create, or Gurkham members have to build Gurkha Chicago. So that way we can pass down the business to the next generation. I can't pass this business down to my family because, again, they're full of Willie Lynch and they will end up selling the business in a heartbeat. Something happened to me. I find it very interesting that when we have these conversations, um, about doing the hard work, nobody's telling illegal immigrants to follow the law. It's hard to get through the immigrant. I can explain about if it's hard to get through the immigration system. then they need to show us the hard work of immigration, the hard work of the immigration system. When you don't have the support of those who are experienced in pushing grassroots activism, I'm talking about descendants of American slaves slash freedmen, the Latino community have politicians at the local, state, and federal level. Yet they're looking for us to join their fight to keep illegal immigrants in this country. They're looking for that legitimacy, and they don't have it. Illegal immigration does not serve our interests. On this platform, our priority are connecting with other like minded Black Americans and like minded African immigrants so we can work together to move the CAM forward. And that is to get it on the big screen. We insist that all these other groups who want our help must first push their politicians to approve our reparations in the amount of $5 trillion and an anti-black hate crime bill. Once we receive our reparations, then we will help our fellow Americans. But until then, ain't nothing happening over here. Many of these groups actually thought that they were going to continue to be, that we were going to continue to be like our grandparents from the civil rights generation, leaving the door open and allowing everybody to capitalize off our pain and suffering. Hell no. This is a new day. CAM is on the scene. Many of these other groups have cultures that are based on injustice. For example, the white supremacist financial elites will change the law to allow another group to buy homes in our neighborhoods. You had the chance to be an ally. We're done talking. You people took over the construction jobs, hotel jobs, and car plants. All we're saying now is keep that same energy. Again, you have Latino politicians at the federal level, the state level, and also at the local level. Talk, talking one way in public and behind closed doors, saying exactly what the white racists would say, trying to undermine our political power like you did in California. We ain't helping nobody but ourselves at this point because you started this division. You have to deal with the Trump administration on your own for the next 4 years. The Black unemployment rate is 8%. Black teenagers, it's like 25%. We have plenty of Black people out here. We've been talking about the Black unemployment rate for years. There's no reason to have illegal immigrants here. I encourage Black Americans, especially the 300 thousand Black women that's laid off. Please join this organization I'm trying to start. Hell, um, purchase my revised book, get behind this film project so I can be in a position to hire you. Not just the Black women, but also Black men. Because you all was working, for someone else, and this is what happens when, you know, you work for someone else, you don't own it. You're working for someone, you're depending on them for your bread and butter, to provide for your family, and they can snatch that job from you anytime. That's why I'm all about Black people, us owning and controlling our own business. That's all I'm trying to do. Um, I encourage Black Americans at this point in time, to go get them Black jobs. Our ancestors helped build everything over here. Notice how corrupt this system is here in America. We have millions of illegal immigrants swarming around all over the place, um, working um, in auto plants, different factory jobs. I just want Black Americans to understand we're in competition with everybody, not just the Latinos, Asians, East Indians. They allowed all these other groups to come here as buffer classes, and they're doing the same thing in Africa. These white supremacists. If you want to deal with the legal problem, we've got to go at the source. Why we are not going after the illegal kingpins, which are the mega corporations? Why is this not being called human trafficking? Americans have a high tolerance for injustice against Black Americans, but it doesn't have that same smoke against white America. Detroit, for example, Detroit was a pioneer city for Black people, with auto plants. It laid the blueprint and gave wealth to those families that had those jobs in those states. The American economy is weaponizing, and the people making the decisions from those corporate levels, the political level, these corporations, they are making their decision along racial lines. All these industries were definitely keeping us out, especially from gaining any type of wealth throughout these major Black cities. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic: what did Trump mean when he said born to be criminals? I want to talk about a comment that Trump made during his press conference in justifying his desire to send the National Guard to Maryland last week. President Donald Trump had this to say about people who do violent crimes in places like Baltimore. Quote, they were born to be criminals, and they're tough and mean, and they'll cut your throat and won't even think about it the next day. Unquote. Trump has the National Guard out there in DC, and they're talking about deploying the National Guard in Chicago and other cities. He is trying to justify it. During a press conference, he made a racist statement about Americans in urban areas born criminals. First of all, you got DJ Vance trying to explain that Baltimore needs to get rid of criminals off the streets of Washington, D.C. Trump is claiming he has cleaned up D.C. from crime. The question is then, how come nobody can name all of the arrests, murderers that they took off the streets in DC? This is racial targeting. If they clean up all of this crime, then they should have a list of all the people who committed those heinous crimes. Wouldn't you agree? If the mission in DC is crime reduction, then why do they have checkpoints? That's not stopping crime, that's just occupying a certain area. Where are all these gun traffickers and drug cartels? This is racial targeting, and that's what it is. In contrast, they're going to use the National Guard to assist them with targeting illegal immigrants. I just don't like seeing black community being used as a pawn. The Trump administration has criminalized urban areas in order to justify using state violence to suppress Black Americans. I remember back in the 90s, Hillary Clinton referred to young Black men who reside in the inner cities as super predators, as the Democrats were working on that 1994 crime bill that Joe Biden created. The Democrats were the main ones on that super, super predator nonsense. This is the updated version of the super predator narrative. The name of the game is to replace the whole system of white supremacy with a system of justice, but we have to separate ourselves first from the enemy within before we can um, build that type of system. When politicians say, quote, these people were born criminals, quote, that wipes out any moral argument for redemption, rehabilitation, or neighborhood investment. If someone is born a criminal, then there's no need for school funding, mental health support, or funding vocational training. They eliminate the humanity while undermining any effort to uplift the people by shifting the focus from systematic racism um, in urban communities. Again, this is why it's important for GERCAM members to step all the way up and let's get this film project fully funded and made. I don't have another 33 years to waste. I'm doing the best that I can to move to the next level. Those that's not interested, please delete me off your friends list and go on about your business. Once this business materialize, mark my words, everybody in Chicago is going to want to be a part of this business. But again, I don't operate like the next Black man. Ain't nothing changing on my end. Those that rejected me for the past 33 years will not be part of my business. That's just how it is. This is membership based. And we are going to declare war on the slave mentality within Black society, as well as we're going to declare war on that colonized mindset that African immigrants have, as well as Native Africans have when we come over there on the African continent. We're going to declare war on that too. We have to heal. We're not in a position to fight against white supremacy at this time. It's just too much dysfunction. That's what my business is all about, for us to heal, learn how to get along, and separate ourselves from the enemy within. I am not getting pushed again. I'm not getting pushback from white America. I'm getting pushback from Black America. Lord have mercy on my racial group. Family, please understand the kind of rhetoric that these politicians are using against us. The white supremacist financial elites is trying to draw public attention away from their systematic failures, such as their racist housing policies, integrational poverty, and inadequate and unequal educational policies. People are not born to be criminals. Places Placing people in hostile environments with limited resources produce criminal behavior, which was created through the school to prison pipeline. From my understanding, the school to prison pipeline is when the public school system used certain tactics that push Black students, I'm gonna just say Black males, even though it's Black females as well, but majority of Black males into the juvenile and criminal justice system. This process can be set in motion for monitoring misbehavior and has devastated long term consequences for students, families, and the community. This is what America used to keep their prisons filled, the prison industrial complex. What is the prison industrial complex? From my understanding, the prison industrial complex is a network of private corporations and political interest groups that promote mass incarceration for profit from prison labor. This complex benefits from cheap or free prison labor, private prison contracts, the sale of goods and services. They use incarceration as a solution to societal problems disproportionately affecting Black Americans. This is legal slavery under the 13th Amendment. These politicians frame crime as a personal deflect rather than a predictable result of state neglect and deliberate disinvestment and deliberate sabotage of Black progress. This has given rise to the, for example, has given rise to the three strike laws in California. Biden's 1994 crime bill, which gave rise to the mass incarceration of Black Americans, that set the stage for permanent policing. They're trying to get like a South African under apartheid. Some of the townships where a majority of Black South Africans live had military vehicles occupying the townships there. This reinforced white identity politics. Trump is portraying himself as the protector of white America. He is protecting white people who are under siege against those melanated, savage criminals from the inner cities. That's the oldest political tool in American history, the whole Black boogeyman narrative. After the Civil War, white America started that because before then we were all in slavery and under their control on those plantations. Southern whites got really scared and started coming up with all types of boogeyman stories. In the early 1900s, they made a movie called Birth of a Nation, which is about Black men raping white women. And that film was used to recruit white men to join the Ku Klux Klan and save white America. This has always been their goal to justify lynching Black men. They created the Mann Act law to protect white women from Black men. The 13th Amendment is used as a loophole. After slavery was abolished, they said you cannot enslave people unless it's a punishment for a crime. That clause was exploited heavily by the white supremacists. Criminal became the new N word. So then they start putting the black codes out there and they started to criminalize Black Americans. If you were just standing out too long, that was a crime. I read an article from Chicago Crusader entitled, quote, Americans believe anti-Black racism is widespread. Uh, whole, unquote. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. Basically, they use a poll to measure people's overall assumptions. 64% of Americans feel that anti Black racism is widespread across the United States of America. We need to delineate from these political parties. I recall watching a video from Julius Malema. In his speech, he said, if you're fighting for these people's jobs, then just create your own job. You're only unemployed when you're looking to work for white people. If a child can create a lemonade stand, then you can also create something as well. You got you, we got to get out of that mindset. Everybody can't create a business. They can't. You can be a sole proprietor. In other words, you're a sole proprietor in the business. You're the employee and the owner. Our ancestors created their own business under Jim Crow. Everybody talks about Black Wall Street. They wasn't working for white people. And that's the part of Black history that I love so much. It's better working for yourself than working for people while dealing with their racism. I'm a firm believer that we need to remove ourselves as much as possible from their control. And their control, I mean the white supremacist financial elites. There's a saying, he who feeds you controls you. We as Black Americans must understand that as long as we live in America, we will always have to deal with racism because the foundation of the United States of America is anti Black racism before the US Constitution was written. The only way you can avoid American racism is for you to relocate to a Black nation. Black Americans have given the world the most influent culture on earth: music, art, social movements. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you all for joining us on the screen. We greatly appreciate it. Please be sure to click the subscribe button and the like button. If you see a survey and they ask you, did you like the live stream? Say yes, I liked it. It's educational. Give us a good rating because those ratings help recommend more content. That's the new YouTube. They're trying, they are doing surveys now. So please give us a good rating. Again, thank y'all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Put me on blast by telling all of your friends and family to listen to our content on my YouTube page. I'm going to send a challenge out to everybody that's listening to this audio podcast. I need you all to support our film project so that we can move beyond cyberspace and get our story on the big screen to let the whole Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago. The war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page. Um, we also have a buy me a coffee page as well. If you are a U.S. citizen, then I recommend that you use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based and community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. Again, the ebook is $9.99 and the softcover book is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comments section. Thank you again for listening to our YouTube live or the replay. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues and African issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. We will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. And again, thank you all for listening. And again, I want to connect with everybody that's on my friends list, everybody that's in my Facebook social groups, all of y'all. Those of you that's camera shy, all you have to do is just cover up your camera. You can still come on this audio podcast just long as we're just having a conversation and I'm just trying to raise capital I'm trying to sell my revised book. I'm trying to sell items from my virtual store. And I'm trying to raise funds for this film project so that way I can move from behind the computer. It's the only thing that's holding me back. Been ready, since 1991. And the reason why I want to hurry up and get it started in Chicago so that way I can turn it over and bring my business ideas and everything over to the African continent and work with Africans that want more out of life. And when I come to Africa, I'm only going to focus on African issues. So just doing the best that I can. I need more than just prayers. Prayers is good, but in God's word, He says faith without works is dead. So I need you all to buy the book and read the story. I need you all to get behind the film project, even if you don't buy items from the virtual store. It is what it is. I'm trying to move the cam forward, and I need your help. And those that work with me, I'm going to work with you. Those that don't support me, I'm not going to support you. It's just, we're going to reciprocate. Again, in this business, we want to compete against Pan Africanism. Right. So, with that being said, peace and blessings, and see you on the next one.